Today, I'm excited to show you a new feature on our media bias chart data platform about diversity in media. We have new data on media based on diversity of ownership, diversity of communities the media is targeted to, and diversity of hosts and content creators. Now, many companies today are making a concerted effort to invest in diverse media. But what does that mean? It can really mean one of several things. Some companies have specified that they want to support diversity, equity, and inclusion goals, commonly known as DE&I, but that gets expressed in different ways. Some want to reach diverse audiences. Some want to support diverse-owned media, and some want to elevate diverse voices. As we look at this, it will become obvious why you want to layer in information about the reliability and bias of media sources on top of the information about diversity. And we have several types of diversity filters. To start, we've got information on BIPOC media. If you're not familiar, BIPOC is an acronym for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. We also have information on LGBTQ media. How did we do this? Well, we researched it the hard way. Our research team, headed by a former journalist, went through each of the thousands of news and information sources we rated and looked at publicly available information from these sources about their owners, audiences, and hosts. So let's take a look. Commercial users of our media bias chart data platform have access to this data now. If you click on this More Options button, this drawer will pop up and you can search a number of things, right? So I'm going to start by typing in BIPOC. And you see three different options. You see BIPOC targeted, hosted, and owned. Let's start with BIPOC community targeted. This means that the source has indicated that it's directed towards one or more BIPOC communities. Then let's look at BIPOC owned. These aren't necessarily the same publications. Now, you'll notice that compared to all the sources we rated, it's a much smaller subset, BIPOC targeted and owned. Now, we may not have identified 100% of the BIPOC targeted and owned media. As I said, we only label them when we have publicly available diversity information. But media buyers know that there isn't quite as much diverse media out there as they would like. However, when you look at media content that is created and or hosted by BIPOC talent, that is a much larger universe, especially as you get into podcasts and YouTube shows. Now, here's why it's so important to layer on reliability and bias information upon diversity information. You can't assume the political lean of information based on the personal identities of the audience, owners, or hosts. Just take a look at BIPOC hosted media. You've got content that's middle, left, and right. And you've got highly reliable news, and you've also got good analysis and opinions across the aisle. But then you've also got some very extreme and unfortunately unreliable information providers out there. And of course, the whole reason we do what we do at Fontes Media is to help promote reliable information and help folks steer clear of misleading, inaccurate, and extreme polarizing info. Now, let's end by taking a look at LGBTQ identified media. So type in LGBT, you have three options. Again, you have community targeted, you have owned, and you have hosted, which again broadens out that universe. Now, this is again where they've provided publicly available information. And again, you can't assume the political lean or the reliability of an outlet based on how people identify. If you're interested in getting access to this information, please visit us at adfontesmedia.com and schedule a demo. Thank you.